Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to take some self-portraits and I'm going to show you the behind the scenes of how I do it. Before I get into the video, make sure that you like and subscribe and make sure you hit the little bell to get the notifications in the future. I also just want to add, I've had to change my usual setup because I normally take all the photos on this camera, but I have to film the behind the scenes and this is the best camera for it. So I've had to use my phone to take all the photos, and I wouldn't normally do this because my iPhone is very old and so the quality is not the best. So the lighting today is really bad today. I usually have great natural light here, and actually on the video it looks like it's amazing, but it's really not. It's super dark and it's not what I usually would do. At this point in time I have no video light or continuous light, so I'm just gonna have to work with what I've got. I've put up all my curtains and blinds and everything, pulled away all the shutters so I get as much light as possible in here, but even so, behind me here in the setup, right next to my massive windows, it's still pretty dark. So I'm gonna get slightly grainy photos and I'm okay with that because this video is really just to show you how I do them, and I wanted to show you how you can do them too. Alright, so let's get into the video. Alright, so I'm all set up in my lounge room and I'm basically just sort of testing out all the different angles and seeing what kind of works for me. I took a long time finding the right angle, and you'll see later in the video. So the first set of photos in my blue shirt didn't really work out that well, so you won't see so many of them. But this is what I kind of do in the beginning. I just test and yeah, keep going until I get it right, I guess. I'm not gonna lie, it's not easy. It's definitely not my ideal setup. I'm finding it really hard to get the right angle. So I've actually changed, let's call it, turned my camera on my phone around so I can actually see myself now, whereas before I was trying to use the good camera, you know, the better quality one, but it wasn't really working because I'm such a visual person, and taking your own self-portraits is so different to actually posing and photographing a client. It's just completely different. So I need to be able to see myself. So if I have to sacrifice a little bit of quality of the photo, that's fine. I'm fine with that. We've got a bit of sun now, so I might actually change the setup a little bit because the lighting is a lot better now. I'm actually out on my balcony, you can't see, but I've stepped out on my balcony, and because there's a balcony above us, it's sort of sheltering a little bit from the rain, so it's pretty windy though. There we go. But I think maybe it would work. I didn't actually end up changing my setup. I just kind of grabbed the stool and did some sitting poses. I'm always just trying to find different angles, just creating angles with my legs and my arms. And I just kind of kept going. The light at this point was still not great, so it was still really cloudy outside and rainy and windy, as you could tell before. But I got those foam boards on the side just to help me a little bit. And yeah. So I changed my top, guys, and I think I found the right angle finally. Took me a while there, but this is what I do. I basically just keep taking photos and changing my angles and just trying to find the best light. The light is obviously changing all the time today because it's a bit crazy, but I just take a million photos and then I don't delete anything until I actually view them on my desktop, because what you see on your phone or on the back of your camera is completely different. No, that's not quite true, but it's sometimes very different to what you actually see on your computer. I don't know why that is, but I think it's got a lot to do with, actually I have no idea. Sorry. Anyone knows? Put it in the comment. I don't know if it's got something to do with our optics of our eyes or whatever, But I've sometimes taken photos and looked on the back of my camera and gone, oh, that's disgusting, I look fat and gross. But then I've looked at it on the big computer, my desktop, and actually really liked it. Play around with angles, just keep going until you actually see something that you kind of like. A big tip as well is if you're a little bit curvy like me, you can angle your phone towards yourself a little bit from the top down. So you're kind of like shooting down on yourself a little bit, and that just slims you right down. That's what I'm doing today. I love that. I don't do too much because then your head will just start to look really massive and you'll kind of start resembling an ice cream cone, which no one wants to look like an ice cream either. It's all about balancing out proportions, and that's what I always try to do with myself and my clients. So now I've kind of found the sweet spot for where I wanted my phone to be. I couldn't really figure out the level, so it was kind of like chest level, and then I'll just position the phone vertical and just tipped it forward a little bit, and that creates that beautiful slimming effect that we all love. And a little posing tip for you is to always remember that anything that is closest to the camera will appear larger. And what I do a lot is I always cross my ankles and sort of tippy toe and lean forward a little bit. You'll feel a little bit like you're falling over, but you're not. And that's kind of how I get these, because there's absolutely no photoshopping on these photos, I have to let you know. So this is all in camera magic. And here I've changed my top again, and then I was just decided to just have some fun because you know, the lighting was not great. I'm not going to be putting any of these photos on my website, so they're just going to be for fun for socials and things like that. So I wanted to create some fun photos that has a bit more of my personality in them and relates to all the topics that I talk about to my audience. And yeah, I quite like the last few photos. I think they worked out really well. And as you can see, I also moved a bit closer to my window, and we started to see some sun through the clouds, which really helped. Yeah, I'm liking these. So I hope you give it a go. And I'm all done. I think that's enough for today. I have taken probably about almost 100 photos. Lots of not usable ones, but you know, we've got to take about 20, you know, average one to get one really good one. So there's no real wrong or right, and there's so many ways to do it. This was just one way of doing it today. And as I mentioned earlier, I've also changed my setup so I can actually show you what I do, where I normally use the camera that I'm filming with to take the actual photos and my phone as a trigger. Now I just want to mention that I'm not using the actual native camera on my phone. I'm using something called Photo Timer, which looks like this. Hope that will focus. It's kind of, yeah. Anyway, I'll link it below for you. It's just an app on the phone, and what it does, it allows you to start with a delay. You can set the seconds, and you can set how many photos you want to take continuously, but with a delay in between, an interval I think it's called. And that means that you can just change your posing and take like 10 photos in a row. I did 5 today, and it just sped up things. And also definitely use something with a flip screen so you can actually see yourself posing. That is just like a game changer. Trying to post yourself without doing that is crazy, I think. And I'm still an awkward introvert. This was really hard for me to do. Self-portraits for introverts is like, I don't know, I can't explain it, but if you're an introvert, you know what I'm talking about, right? It's just like the most awkward thing you can possibly do. Maybe talking to a camera with no one else around is the most awkward thing to do, but you know, we gotta do what we gotta do. And also I wanted to show you how you can do it, even if you're a really extra introverted introvert like me. And also, if you run your own business, this is like also game changing, because you don't have to wait around for photo shoots every year or whenever. And also you can save a lot of money. So yeah, okay, shoots like this can probably never fully replace a professional photo shoot, but I definitely just use them for your Instagram posts and stuff like that. Websites, campaigns, things like that, definitely get a pro to do it. Anyway, enough of me rambling. Give it a go. I hope you love it. It's really been a game changer for me, and it's really helped me to see myself in a different way as well, which is a huge bonus. So I'll see you next time.